Hello. How you doing? Hope you're doing fine. I've decided to complete my vlog rather today in a different location. Usually I do it in the car because it's so much more convenient, but today I decided I will sit in a room and do my vlog here. If this is the first time you're joining me, my name is Sylvia Smith. I am the CEO of Incline Training Consultants. I guess I should really say a little bit about Incline Training Consultants. I set this little consultancy up a few years ago, primarily to undertake work for local government. So I'm a freelancer, and I set up Incline Training Consultants as a kind of an education. I think a lot of time to learn the skills that are needed to operate online. And to be fair, I'm enjoying the whole thing around sort of being able to work from the laptop and produce content which you can then post and which has a far greater reach. So I'm really enjoying that. I think that's definitely the way of the future. Not the only way, but a significant way of the future. So this is day 5 of my 30-day challenge, because what I'm trying to do, as I've said in my previous posts, is to build up consistency and habit around posting online. And I just really want to thank all the people from Elite Marketing Pro who have been so encouraging of that declared intention that I shared with them. And I've had numerous posts of encouragement and, go for it, and really just kind of reinforcing the benefits of doing something like this if you're trying to create a degree and level of change in your life and the way you function. So today, I'm not going to stay very long because my posts don't need to be extremely long. And yes, it is a challenge to think of something different to speak about on a daily basis. But what my approach has been to just use things around me that resonate and that I find of interest. And interestingly enough, I was watching a vlog last night from someone called Bob Clark, who is another mentor from Elite Marketing Pro, and he happened to be talking about consistency, which is very much where I'm at. So I thought I would use what I'd learnt from his vlog to just re-emphasize how valuable I think consistency and habit is. And, Bob really did kind of reinforce those messages for me. So what Bob talked about was the fact that that gurus that we all kind of look up to aren't necessarily that different from us. But he identified seven kind of tips for what gurus use when they are obviously conducting their businesses, particularly those who are online, that I thought was really useful. And then he also identified 8 more, which were more to do with mindset. And that obviously, or those tips, would be helpful in supporting shifts in mindset. So I thought I'd just go over these again. Let me just say that if you are interested in following me and my journey, please do click the subscribe button below, because I know if I don't say it now, I'll forget. But now that I've said it, I probably will remember to say it towards the end of this vlog. So, what gurus do that you probably don't was the title of Bob's post yesterday. Number 1, they are ruthless about their mindset. So important, because it's the thing that will prevent you from not making progress or not shifting or not moving or not doing if you have a negative mindset. The second thing is practice focused action. That was really relating to, focus on a task and get it done, see it through. Don't allow yourself to be distracted. That's a big problem for me. It's a big problem for me. I get things done, but I do really struggle with distraction and focus. So that was really helpful. And something, again, I guess one has to work at developing. It's almost a bit like a muscle. You just have to keep kind of, being at it. The third thing was detach from the outcome. I know a lot of us are sort of online because we want to make progress. We want to make money, and quite often when we set about a necessary action, because we're so tied to the outcome, it can sometimes hold us back, because if we're not getting that degree of certainty, it stops us from acting, or at least implementing rather. And Bob is saying that gurus detach themselves from the outcome, because I suppose the other thing for me is that the outcome may not necessarily happen immediately, but you're more or less investing excuse me, investing for a payoff in the future. So try, I suppose, not to think too much about what the outcome is going to be. The other point that Bob raised, which I think was another big one, this is number 4, that mistakes are an opportunity. Mistakes are not the end. Mistakes are not failure. Mistakes are opportunities, and that can be a pretty difficult one. He made a reference which I really resonated with, because as an employee at times, we're very much kind of encouraged not to make any errors, not to make any mistakes. Your competence is based on making no mistakes at all. And I've often thought that that's just so unrealistic. But I know, certainly in my world as a social work professional, particularly in the climate that we have, where people are just vilified if they make an error in judgment, it's difficult to shift from that mindset. So mistakes are opportunities. Number 5, make inner comparisons as opposed to external ones. Another big one for me. Make inner comparisons. Compare yourself with yourself. It's so easy to look at others around you and start to make comparisons with where they're at, with what they're achieving, and feel somehow inadequate. What's being suggested here is you're competing with yourself. And that's another one that I really have to hold on to, because it's so easy, again, to look at, Fred, Sue, and Bill and think, oh, goodness, I'll never get there. They're so much further ahead than I am. Doesn't help. Try to move away from that way of thinking. Think in terms of internal competition. And then number 6, which is another good one, implementation and action. Interrupt learning with implementation and action. So it's all very well learning and learning and learning, but you have to put what you've learned into action. And I'm using this example today. I'm here essentially because I'm wanting to develop a habit, develop consistency, and I could spend all my time reading about that. But nothing makes more progress than to actually implement and commit to action. So I like that one. And then number 7, of course, which is the theme of what we've been discussing, focus on consistency. Another big one, focus on consistency. If you say you're going to be somewhere, or you're going to do something, or you're going to post something, do it. because as your audience builds, they're going to rely upon your word. They're going to be looking for you at a specific time, on a specific day. So build consistency, and this is what I'm doing. So those are the 7 tips that Bob shared with us, which I think are really, really useful in terms of trying to build consistency and habit around things like, these daily vlogs. So I really, really like those. I'm going to make another vlog, and that will look at some mindset stuff. I don't want to add it to this because it will make this particular video too long. So the next one is going to be more about mind shift. So as I say, if you'd like to join me here and watch my journey, please do subscribe by clicking the red bell below. I will also post a link to Elite Marketing Pro, which is a fine platform, very energetic people, and it's a platform designed for those of us who want to build a business online, and it's almost like a university in terms of the amount of training and so on that is available once you join that platform. So I will put a link to them below in the description box. So have a fabulous day, look out for the next vlog, and until then, peace.